I won't bow down to no man.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls have been looking pretty confident. This is their third meeting of the season with this team. They've won every game thus far and can seal their edge with a win here. Almost the end of the regular season, several teams looking very good for the playoffs. Kenny, what's more valuable, having well-rested players or getting home court advantage?
Easy. If you're banged up, rest. If you're healthy, home court advantage. Easy, Ernie. But the rhythm and momentum are just as important entering the postseason.
You know what, Ernie? Back in the day, everyone tried to play a full 82. Even if you had a sprained finger or head cold, you're like, forget that, I'm playing. But my advice, if you have a shot at home court, you go for it.
You would play with a head cold?
Oh, my gosh.
I never got a head cold.
You're a warrior.
I always played with a head because I was cold.
Nice.
It's the Pacers in Indianapolis as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And the Bulls looking for a positive start here on their road trip. Well, they are on top of their game right now, and guys, on top of the league, the best record in both conferences.
Because this team has played well on the road, they've got confidence anytime they go away from their own building. They know they can get the job done, and that's what they're expecting to do right now.
Yeah, and the prior success that they had on the road, oftentimes you can draw from that. And they've been put in some difficult situations in hostile environments before, and it just doesn't seem to faze them.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Jimmy Butler is out there with Johnson. Ellis with it. Butler covering. Ellis against Butler. Ellis right side. Shot clock at 6. The teardrop falls in.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
And it's Johnson penetrating. That's good. Johnson's got his first bucket of the night.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Johnson over to help. Johnson against Ellis. And here's George for 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris?
I asked him what he'd most like to see from his team today, and he told me we'd really like to keep Pau Gasol under wraps in this one. He went on to explain that Gasol can take over games with his efficiency on the offensive end, and the key to their win will be getting a hand in his face every time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. And George with the stuff.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Ellis outside. George sets a screen for Ellis. He kicks it to George. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. And it's 8 points here for George.
5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Johnson goes in right through the D for the layup.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
George dishes to Moniunas. That's good. Moniunas has got his first points in this one.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop. Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
There's a screen by Moniunas. And George, here we go. No good. Now Chicago takes it the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And they really got after it from a defensive standpoint throughout that entire game. The turnovers they forced really tell the story.
Yeah, it was a major factor in the ball game. I mean, the more turnovers they caused, the more shaky those guys got with the ball.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, feeds to Hill. They get it back. Moniunas' shot is good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Chicago trailing here. Noah kicks to Johnson. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Here's Ellis after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And the shot is good.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Here's Johnson at the elbow. It's Gasol. Left side, Butler. Noah, the pass to Johnson. Inside. Here's Gasol. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, it's definitely been a shootout. But the team that can start playing some defense might have an edge.
Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's Hill. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Ellis has got 3 assists now in this one.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
That's good. That's now 8 points for Freak.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
And George kicks to Ellis. Back to George. Baseline J on the way, and it's Gasol with the rebound. Butler attacking. And that misses. That would have put him up.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Here is Slay, and it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hill's checked in, and Chicago also making a switch. Mirotic is checked in. Johnson against Hill. Poked away. Now here's Ellis. Defense is right there. 5 to shoot. The 3 from George. George missing again. Chicago leading. Down low, Johnson throws it down as the official calls the foul.